Welcome back to the deep dive. We're digging into, well, a pretty explosive Monday Night RAW this week. Episode 1688 from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah, September 29th, 2025.
Yeah.
And this wasn't just filler, This was all about setting up major power plays, especially looking ahead to Crown Jewel.
Definitely felt that way. So our goal today, our mission, is to really cut through the noise and give you the strategic intel from that night. We're focusing on three big storylines.
That's right. These are the ones that shifted the landscape.
Okay, first, the whole Kabuki Warriors situation, that betrayal and the Green Mist attack, it set up a huge tag match. Very emotional stuff.
Deeply emotional, yeah. Then second, we got to talk about this theme that kind of ran through the middle of the show, faction instability, Judgment Day, Bayley's situation. Lots of cracks showing.
Good point. And finally, the main event. You just can't ignore it. The massive return of Roman Reigns. Just boom, right back into the Bloodline mess.
Oh, yeah. That return has huge implications.
Yeah.
Instantly reignites everything.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with that Kabuki Warriors drama. Asuka's heel turn last week was official. Green Mist on Rhea. Green Mist on Io Sky. Her own, family.
And the weight of that carried right into this week. Rhea Ripley kicked off the show, understandably furious, calling out Asuka and Kairi Sane.
But then Io Sky comes out, and the sources say you could just hear the conflict in her voice. She admits Rhea was right about the betrayal.
But she's still clinging to that idea of family, right? Still expressing love for them even after what happened. It's complex.
Super complex. And then Asuka and Kairi pop up on the screen. Asuka goes straight for the guilt trip, demands an apology from Io.
Right, reminding her, I paved the way for you. Calling her my student, really trying to assert dominance.
And Kairi plays the softer role, pleading for Io to come back, saying they can be a family again if she just says sorry.
It's classic manipulation, really. Good cop, bad cop, trying to box Io in.
But Io tries to play mediator, doesn't she? Tries to talk Rhea down, tries to reason with Asuka and Kairi on the screen.
And what does she get for it? Green mist. Right into the face. From Asuka.
Again. Brutal. Just completely takes away any chance for discussion. Blinds her own partner.
And Rhea, even Ripley, couldn't handle the 2-on-1. They laid her out. Kabuki Warriors stand tall after an insane elbow, and they retreat.
But here's a detail I found interesting. Backstage, Kairi Sane apparently gives Io an old photo of the three of them together looking happy, then just walks off.
See, that's crucial. That little detail, that photo, it tells you this isn't just about winning matches. It's personal, deeply personal history and heartbreak involved. It confirms just how betrayed Io must feel.
Yeah, it elevates the whole thing. And it leads to the inevitable, right? Later on, Io and Rhea talk about reluctant allies. They go to Adam Pearce.
And they make it official. It's going to be them, Ripley and Sky, against the Kabuki Warriors at Crown Jewel. Survival instinct kicking in, overriding everything else.
So speaking of fractured alliances, that theme just kept popping up, didn't it? The whole mid-card felt like watching factions or potential factions just kind of wobble.
Yeah, exactly. Like with Dominik Mysterio defending the Intercontinental title against Rusev.
Yeah.
Dom won, sure, but how?
Let me guess. Not cleanly?
Not even close.
Yeah.
Tried to run away with the belt. Rusev kicked out of the Machka kick. Dom tried framing Rusev by handing him the belt ref saw through that one, and then the finish. Unseen low blow while the rest distracted. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. Vintage Dom.
Okay, so typical Dom shenanigans. But the real story, you're saying, is about Judgment Day.
Precisely. Finn Balor and JD McDonough walked him out, then just left. Left him completely alone for the match.
Wow. Okay, so what's the read there? Are they done with his act?
Well, their official line later was that Dom insisted on handling it solo. But I mean, come on. It looked like they were washing their hands of him, letting him face the consequences alone. Definitely raises questions about their unity. It feels like everyone in Judgment Day is looking out for number one right now.
Interesting. And that same kind of toxic dynamic, we saw it with Bayley too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Raquel Rodriguez beat Bayley. Roxanne Perez gave a little help at ringside. But the core thing was Bayley continuing to alienate Lyra Valkyria.
Valkyria didn't even come out with her this time.
Nope. Actively refused. The sources say Valkyria basically told Bayley, I can't give you another chance. She's had enough of the erratic behavior.
But then, Judgment Day jumps Bayley after the match.
They did. And Valkyria, despite everything, reluctantly ran down to make the save.
Okay, so maybe a turning point. A moment of unity.
Well, yes and no. Bayley recovers. They clear the ring together. But then Bayley turns to Valkyria and says, and this is the key quote, Valkyria may be an idiot, but she did the right thing.
Oh my God, even when saying thank you, she has to insult her.
Exactly. It just shows even when they're forced to rely on each other, that relationship is built on condescension and pure necessity, not trust, not partnership. So you have Judgment Day splittering tactically, and this Bayley Valkyria thing is just dysfunctional.
Okay, let's shift gears then. From dysfunctional partners to maybe the most high-stakes rivalry right now, Rhodes versus Rollins, things got intense.
Oh, absolutely. Rollins came out with that typical swagger, but the message was heavy. He declared their crown jewel match isn't just about a title.
Right, he said it's about controlling the future of this entire industry. Pretty grandiose, even for him.
And then he listed his grievances. You know, he's always there. He takes young guys under his wing. He fought CM Punk, who he called a cancer, and yet people still chant for Cody. You could feel the resentment.
And then Cody comes out, huge pop, of course, calls Rollins dramatic, which, I mean, fair point.
Cody's argument was simple. Control isn't with them, it's with the fans. But then he planted that seed of doubt.
The Heyman thing, that was interesting. Cody suggests maybe it wasn't Rollins, maybe it was Heyman who sent Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed division over to SmackDown.
And Rollins completely lost it. That hit a major nerve. He got furious, insisting every decision, every strategic move gets approved by him.
Including, apparently, Heyman representing Brock Lesnar. Cody pushed him on that, and Rollins confirmed it. Yes, I approve that too.
Okay, hold on. That doesn't quite track, does it? If Rollins is obsessed with controlling the future and eliminating threats,
why would he sign off on his main strategist, Heyman, also representing Brock Lesnar, one of the biggest potential threats out there?
it feels contradictory. It makes Rollins sound less like a confident leader and more like someone desperately trying to convince everyone, maybe even himself, that he's still in charge when maybe Heyman's playing his own game.
Exactly. It paints him as maybe a bit paranoid, worried his grip is slipping.
And Cody, almost sensing that vulnerability maybe, tried to pull it back a bit, suggested maybe one day they could look back on all this as friends.
Yeah, offered an olive branch, which Rollins immediately snapped in half.
He just shut it down cold, said they were never friends, and Cody was just a means to an end. Ouch.
Wow, so no reconciliation possible there. It's purely about ego, legacy. Who gets to define this era?
Completely. Personal stakes just went through the roof.
Man. Okay, so that set a pretty heavy tone leading into the end of the night. We should quickly mention LA Knight beat Kofi Kingston.
Yep, clean win. Keeps his momentum going for a shot at Rollins, presumably.
Right. But then, the main event, Tornado Tag. The Usos versus the Vision Breaker and Reed.
And tornado rules mean pure chaos, right? No tags, no countouts, no DQs, just nonstop action.
It was wild. Almost 13 minutes of just brawling, dives right at the start, Breaker spearing Jimmy through the announce table. It was nuts.
Looked like the Vision might actually get the win. Reed was going up for the tsunami on both Usos.
And then the music hits. The place goes insane.
Roman Reigns walks out with a steel chair. The tribal chief is back.
Unbelievable timing. He just storms the ring, starts wailing on Breaker and Reed with the chair.
Takes them both out completely. Allows Jay and Jimmy to regroup, hit a double Uso splash, and get the pin. The Usos win, thanks to Roman.
But it didn't end there, did it? Reigns kept attacking Breaker after the bell, making a statement.
Definitely establishing dominance. And then he has this moment with Jay. They exchange some intense words. Roman seems to be hyping Jay up.
The Jimmy. The camera focused on Jimmy watching this, and his face said everything.
Total skepticism.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again. What does he really want? You could see the doubt, the worry, the history flooding back.
So that's the big question now, isn't it? Why is Roman really back? Is he genuinely trying to help the Usos mend fences?
Or is this about something else? Is it about controlling the vision this team links to Rollins and Heyman? Is it about undermining Rollins, reasserting his own control over the family narrative?
And how does this sudden reappearance, this sort of manipulative help, how does it affect Jay and Jimmy? Their relationship was already so strained.
It throws gasoline on the fire. Because now Jay has Roman whispering in his ear again, while Jimmy's clearly suspicious. It drives that wedge right back between them.
So faction stability, or the lack thereof, really was the theme of the night, huh? Kabuki Warriors imploded, Judgment Day looks shaky, and now the Bloodline drama is instantly back to boiling point.
Absolutely. This one episode of Raw just dramatically accelerated multiple huge stories heading into Crown Jewel. Everything feels unstable.
Okay, so wrapping this up for you listening, the key takeaways. We've got Ripley and Sky united by necessity against the deeply personal threat of the Kabuki Warriors. That match is locked.
We have Seth Rollins insisting he's in total control, approving everything, Even moves involving Heyman and Lesnar that seem questionable to that claim.
And the bombshell. Roman Reigns is back. His return saved the Usos, but immediately brought all that complex, toxic family history and suspicion bubbling right back to the surface, especially for Jimmy.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Given Rollins' insistence that he approved Heyman working with Lesnar, a move that seems to empower forces outside his direct control, is all his talk about guarding the future genuine? Or is it maybe, just maybe, a performance? A desperate attempt to project control over a situation over rivals like Heyman that he secretly knows he can't fully manage?
Something to definitely chew on until our next deep dive. We really hope this breakdown was useful for you. If you enjoyed it, maybe give us a like, and definitely subscribe so you don't miss future analyses. We'd also love to hear your theories, so drop a comment below.
Yeah, let us know what you think about Reigns' return and Rollins' motives.
Until next time, keep analyzing.